looks like we need another name change in professional wrestling. The only question left to answer is which one of the W's in WWE are we going to change to woke? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and this is the situation we find ourselves in 2024. Fans can't even voice their opinion. Fans cannot boo wrestlers they want to boo without other members of the roster getting upset, pissing their pants, throwing hissy fits, sending out mean tweets, and calling out fans of professional wrestling that don't want to be silent, that don't want to be dead, that actually are infested for one reason or another in the show and want to open their mouth. Imagine that. Someone at a wrestling show actually caring enough to be vocal or bring a sign or interact with the show. Jesus Christ. So as you seen there, Maxinne Dupree, she was doing some sort of house show. She obviously stunk the joint out in the ring and she got a lot of criticism. She was getting booed by the fans in attendance, and she must have been pretty bad. For a women's match to stink the joint out more than the average women's match, it must have been a pretty damn crap match. But is that okay for the paying fans, the people that have bought tickets, the people that keep WWE afloat? WWE like to brag about the money they're making, and the reason they make money is because there's some people, for some weird reason, still watching this crap in 2024. But anyway, there's fans. That's why WWE's still going. That's why wrestlers are employed by WWE, but that's not good enough for the likes of Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega, because they don't think you should boo Maxinne Dupree. They don't think you should say anything negative about Maxinne Dupree. They think it's mean. They think it's bad. They think it's horrible if you say anything negative about a wrestler. You need to be positive, and that's the kind of world we live in. That's the kind of wrestling business we live in now, where everyone in WWE and the AEW, all these companies, they all view themselves as little happy families, big gay happy families where everyone has to get along, everyone has to be successful, everyone has to make it, everyone has to get a good pay, everybody deserves something, everybody deserves a shot with the title. Oh, it's your chance, oh, it's your opportunity, you earned it, you deserve it. Nobody deserves shit. This is the worst roster I've ever seen in wrestling. Back in the day, at least the rest, even in rosters that weren't so good, when you look at maybe towards the end of the Ruthless Aggression era, wrestlers were still out for number one. They all wanted to make it. It wasn't this little bitch-filled group that were looking out for each other and thinks that everybody's great and that everybody's shit doesn't stink. But for some reason now, we're in a world, we're in a business where they're all great and they're all friends and they all have to make it. They all are capable of putting on great matches, and you can't think negatively of anybody, or else that makes you a bad wrestling fan. So yeah, so Rhea Ripley said on her Twitter, quote, "I really wish that some of you got booed and ridiculed in the public eye while being new at your job. Learning and getting better is all a part of being human. Be better as humans." End of quote. So Rhea Ripley somehow making out as if wrestling fans aren't human because they're booing a particular wrestler. What a fucking load of shit. First of all, your job as a heel is to get booed. And quite frankly, if you suck in the ring and people have paid money to see you, you're going to get booed as well. It's happened back in the day. I mean, I guess it still happens now, even though the majority of wrestling fans just accept any shite they're given. It's always happened. Even if we look outside of wrestling, sports teams, if your favourite player gets booed, you might like them personally. Maybe you're a big fan. Maybe they're your idol. But if they have a bad game, if they cost your team the match, if they're stinking out the joint, then you're going to boo them. It's just how it works. It's how it happens. If you go to see a comedian and they're not funny and they fucking suck, then they get booed. It's always happened. It happens everywhere. If people go and watch a movie and the movie stinks, then they're going to leave a bad review. It's as simple as that. If Maxinne Dupree sucks in the ring, then she fucking sucks in the ring. I personally don't think she needs to wrestle. She's a hot chick. She could just be a valet, but she wants to get in the ring. She wants to wrestle. She's not very good at it. Therefore, you have to accept the consequences, and the consequences are people are going to boo. Then Zelina Vega. went on and she replied to the video and she says, quote, "This is absolutely horrible. She doesn't deserve that. She's such a kind soul and works really hard. I would love if the bad parts of the biz don't harden her heart. They probably just mad because they can't drink your bathwater, Maxinne," end of quote. So typical Zelina Vega here, obviously bloody a hooer. The only thing she's had to offer to the wrestling business, the best thing she gives is the fact that she was on OnlyFans. And of course, if someone doesn't like Maxinne, if someone thinks that Maxinne's a bad wrestler, obviously it's got everything to do with the fact that they cannot drink her bathwater and nothing to do with the fact that Maxinne just isn't very good. Again, you see a lot of times women do not take any accountability, any responsibility, and this seems to be another example here. Maxine's getting booed because she isn't very good, and that's okay. She's entitled to be not very good. She doesn't have to be great. She doesn't have to be Kurt Angle, but that means that the fans are also entitled to boo her. But according to Zelina Vega, you can't boo her. It's absolutely horrible, and if you do boo her, it's not because of her ability, it's simply because you're not allowed, or you can't, or you haven't got the option to drink her bathwater. Ridiculous comment from Zelina Vega. We've seen a shitload of people be booed in the past. Even recently, we've seen wrestlers who are not very good get booed. Maybe it's because it's a female wrestler getting booed. They're going to be accused of sexism, or all the women have to come out and defend their fellow female wrestlers. Fact is, female wrestling does suck. It is what it is. It was at its best when they were actually using their attractiveness and sex appeal along with, you know, diva-like matches. That's when women's wrestling was at its peak, undeniably. When they actually had storylines. Trish Stratus, Lita would always be involved in stories. Remember so many good storylines with those two. Don't remember anything with the female wrestlers today. The majority of them look like men. They want to be men. They try to wrestle like the men, and unfortunately they're just not as good as the men. But yeah, Rhea Ripley also mentioned the fact that she would like to see some of the people that boo Maxinne, she'd like to see them get booed and ridiculed in the public eye at their job. And it's like, wake up, that happens. If you work a normal 9 to 5, alright, maybe you don't get booed, but if you work a normal 9 to 5, you get abuse. If you don't do your job correctly, you'll get told off by your manager, you'll get abused by customers. I'm sure this happens all the time. I'm sure there's people in McDonald's that give somebody small fries instead of the large fries that they ordered, and they probably take abuse. They probably get called shitload of names under the sun. They probably get called you dumb this, you dumb that, if they forget the fucking ketchup with the fries. So, I mean, it's no different from that. Everybody gets attacked, or everyone gets criticised verbally in their job. So it's not just a wrestling thing. It's not just a sports thing. If you underperform, if you suck, if you're not cutting the mustard, then you will come under the microscope. You will come under criticism. And it's just these women can't take it. They fucking suck, but they want everyone to pretend that they're great. They want equality, but they ain't willing to take the same sort of criticism that men take. A lot of men take criticism in wrestling. Like I said, even in recent years, Jinder Mahal's a guy that gets booed. Almost a guy that gets booed. A lot of fans don't like these big wrestlers that can't wrestle. They get booed a hell of a lot. It's not because they're fill-ins or because they're heels. It's because they don't like them in the ring. But as soon as you don't like Maxinne in the ring, automatically you're a horrible person because it's a woman and you're somehow jealous that you can't drink her bathwater. I mean, absolutely ridiculous statement here for Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega. Plus, Rhea Ripley's supposed to be a heel. This is the big bad Rhea Ripley, and she tweets in character, and then she comes and does this, where she pretty much defends a jobber on the roster and talks about how people are bad and that she'd like to see them get booed at their regular job. You know, just completely, these people have killed wrestling. No wonder wrestling sucks when these are the type of people that we have on the roster today as a champion. You know, absolutely fucking shit, guys. So there you go. You cannot boo Maxinne. You cannot boo any female wrestlers. I hope Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega keep this same sort of energy the next time a Jinder Mahal gets booed and they come out and defend sense, and Zelina Vega says the only reason people are booing Jinder is because they're not getting to sniff his Punjabi panties. I hope that's the kind of energy that Zelina Vega keeps, but we know she won't because she's bullshit. So yeah, just go back on OnlyFans or Twitch half naked. That's the best you've got to offer. I mean, you're not a real wrestler. You don't offer WWE shit. So yeah, ridiculous, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. This kind of stuff really pisses me off. These wrestlers thinking that fans can't boo. They think they're so entitled that everyone has to love what they do. Fact is, wrestling is the worst it's ever been. Everybody in this company should be getting booed. It's embarrassing. It's a tough watch, and there's a reason why the ratings are at an all-time low. Nobody's watching this shit anymore because that's exactly what it is. It is shit. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.